When we get to 80,000 subscribers, I'll choose 2 subscribers at random to pick 5 wallets of their choice from my inventory of over 400 wallets. Those are ones that we've reviewed and ones that are still in inventory. If you're already a subscriber, don't worry, but share it with your friends because the faster we get there to 80,000, the sooner 2 lucky people will get the wallets they want. You've seen these before. This is the Fantom R and the C. Well, we now have the X, and I'll show you the difference coming up between the X, the R, and the C. But the Fantom X is the newest Ansix Design wallet in their Fantom lineup. And I'm going to show you why this is the best wallet yet, but you're going to pay for it.
Don't care what it costs me financially or self-respectfully, but...
Fantom X. Newest wallet in their lineup of Fantoms. This one is the 4 to 7 card capacity. It also comes in a 5 to 10 and 7 to 13. Let's get it open here. This is the carbon fiber version, but it also comes in a couple others. It comes in bamboo and walnut. Let's just take this out. And now let's take a look. You're probably telling me, Mark, this looks just like the other Fantom wallets. It does, but it doesn't. And we'll get into the details of why. Very well constructed. A little flexible here, a little flexy we got going on. But I love the size of this. So why is this the best wallet they've ever offered so far? This is why. Right here. Size. This is the R, this is the C, and this is the new X. I think you can see a difference, especially right here. So we'll get into that. Let's look at the features right now. From a feature perspective, we have an interior card slot. The main one right here. This is what provides us card storage, really, and it is based on size, so 4 to 7, 5 to 10, and 7 to 13. We'll talk about card capacity in a second. And it's got this fanning thumb slot right here, as well as the traditional lever that we've seen on the larger Fantoms. This helps extract the cards. One thing that is not unique, but is interesting for this wallet, we'll show you because it's also in the C, as you can see this little pass-through right here. This is an insertion slot. We'll show you how that functions as we go along. And from there, that's a quick review of the features of the new Fantom X. It measures 4 by 2.5 by 0.4, and it weighs 45 grams or 1.6 ounces. Now, just a reminder that I buy all the wallets I review, which means I can say what I want. It doesn't really matter. So how does this compare, the X, to both the R and the C models? Well, stick around to find out. Being that this is the 4 to 7 card model, I put 5 cards in here, and reasonable carry is 1 in this, but really you can get upwards to 11 or 12 on the larger capacity. Now the company recommends 7, 10, or 13 cards as the max, but in every wallet I've ever tested, it's only able to handle up to 1 before the last card. So for example, this has a maximum carry of 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 7. I'm going to put the 6 in first. And we'll show how that works just fine for us. Love that. It gets us in. Looks good. 6 cards. Now let's see if I can get the 7 in here. Ugh. Barely. Barely. But in this case, we're able to get the full amount. And this is different if we're talking about embossed cards. Now, we have 4 embossed cards. It means we have raised numbers and letters here. We will push this in and move it. All right, let's see. We've got one more. 5. See if we can get it in. Looks like we're able to get 5. Well, let's just pop an ID in here just for the sake of it. And you know what? Handles that just fine. So 5 embossed cards. I'd say you might be able to get another one. Let's try that. Let's take out Barney here. Get Mr. 5 out. And let's try one more embossed. Excellent. We're able to get 6 embossed cards in here. A little difficult to get out, but you're able to make that work. Pull them out. Get a look here. Fantastic. Now this is designed and made in Canada, and there are really 2 pieces to this that are CNC'd. From a 6061 aluminum, we have this main block on the bottom here, you can see, and then we have a secondary piece right here in the top. You can see that gap right there from where the top connects to the bottom. Notice on the interior that we have a pressure tab in here, something that is new with this particular wallet. There's that pressure tab right there. And normally you'd have a lot of rattle, and this is a learning from the C, and so it prevents that. keeps them from falling out on their own, and gives a little bit of stability here that we haven't had before. Now, from a pricing perspective, the carbon fiber model is $149.
Ouch.
The other two, the bamboo and the hickory, or walnut, those are $139.
So yes, this is the best wallet they've ever made, in my opinion. If it wasn't so expensive. Man, such a buzzkill.
I'm not a buzzkill.
Now, Fantom wallets are very durable, but the X has an Achilles heel point, and it really is this gap that I was showing you earlier, right here. You can see that gap that exists right here at the top. You look very closely, you can see that. There's only one point that this is connected right below here. I can raise this up and get additional space in here, you can see. And really, the point is that if this was dropped by chance and happened to hit just right, the question is whether or not this would break. This is not one piece of CNC'd aluminum. We have two pieces that are connected together here, and that is where we have a bit of a risk that's involved. So finally, let's compare the X, the C, and our friend, the R. Let's flip these over so they're all facing the right way. Now, of course, the most prominent thing you see immediately is the size. And as I mentioned before, the R is just way too big for me anyway to be able to put this in my pocket. And when they introduced the C, and if you're not familiar, I did a full review on the C, you can find in the notes. This is a MagSafe wallet. And the difference in the MagSafe wallet between the R and the X is primarily it's missing this lever, this extraction lever. So both the R and of course now this new X have an extraction lever, which is really quite nice. Another thing to point out between the X and the R is we have accessory holes. You can notice, and we did a full review on all the accessories, there are 3 holes here on the R, and we have 2 holes right here on the X. Curiously, we also have some attachment points here on the upper lever, and I'm pretty sure that this is going to provide a basis for something, because if we look at the bottom, we'll notice immediately that due to this insertion give point here for cards on the X, we lose the ability, like we see in the R, to have a cash clip. Another thing to note is the CNCing that was done. A lot of rounded edges here on the R, even on the lever. And with the X, we see that the X has more sharper edges. They're not really sharp per se, but they are more crisp than we see in the R. You would have noticed that the R did not have this cutout, but the C does. You can see that they both have a cutout here for insertion of cards, so it's an ease of use issue because of the size. There'd be no way to get cards in here unless you had a mechanism like we see in the C and the X to start the insertion here and then fold into the wallet itself. And that's really a quick comparison between the three. And like I said, I believe that the X is the best wallet they've ever made, primarily because now of its size. It provides all the same functionality, a lever, you've still got your thumb tab, and of course, ability to have accessories, and it's smaller.
You can see the learnings the design and engineering team took from the R and C over to the new X. One of my biggest complaints was the size of the R. It's just huge. And the X removes those concerns, so now I'd consider carrying this every day once they give me a cash option. And that should be coming as we expect the accessories are due this summer in 2022. So now on to the final score.
Quality of 5, price of 1, so incredibly expensive even compared to the R. Features a 2, missing accessory for cash, but this score will improve once those accessories come out, but I'm sure they'll charge you for those too. And usability of 5, easy peasy, no brainer, multiple ways to get cards out, and perception of 4. Quality is very high and engineering is impressive. That gives us a final score of 38 out of 50.
If you like this video, then please look at this video next. We have several Fantom video reviews, so take a look at those. They're in the notes, and we'll see you in the next review. Bye.